Let's take a look at Cardano. Last time I looked at Cardano was on September the 30th. Here's a recap of the video I uploaded on my Patreon page. The 202 seems to provide a very strong support. It seemed like the buyer are protecting the price from breaking down and drop below $2. And another thing is, even though Cardano is trending down on this downward channel, but for the past week, the price tend to navigate to the right, which is near the resistance of this downward channel. So based on what I see here, Cardano is setting up to break out of this resistance. There are some positive signals that I see in this chart. First, the stochastic oscillator show a crossover where the blue line is crossing over and is leading the red line right now. That is a positive indicator, and the gap is getting wider. The second thing is, even though this 10 days moving average, which is the red line, is still trailing the 50 days, that is not a good sign. But the direction of the 10 days moving average is starting to shift. Now, instead of trending downward, it is shifting and looks like it is beginning to trend upward. Now that is a very good sign. So all of these indicators are pointing to a very high probability that Cardano would break out of this little symmetrical wedge, and the target would take it to about 220. Here is the key. If Cardano can stabilize and trade over 220, then it would also be breaking out of both the downward channel as well as trading over this very critical 10 days moving average. So it's very likely that Cardano already found the bottom as part of this retracement after it set the all-time high at 310s. All probability is pointing to Cardano would start to reverse direction. And the next important target for us to look forward to is at 250. Fast forward, this is the daily chart for Cardano, and the data I have is to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on October the 3rd. Last time when I looked at Cardano was right at this point, September the 30th, when it was trading within this downward channel. Cardano has very much followed our best case scenario in which it broke out, crossed over the resistance of this downward channel, then proceeded to run up, close the day above this critical 10-day moving average. After that, the price retraced, but the minute it tested the 10-day, bounced right back up. Today, Cardano is up 1.5% and trading at $2.28. Again, it is trending over this very critical 10 days moving average. This is a very good sign. Let's take a look at Cardano on a 4-hour chart. This is the downward channel. Cardano has been oscillating within this downward channel. Another thing that we also see is when Cardano ran up, established this all-time high at $3.10. After that, it retraced. It set up all this higher low. It is also set this lower low. If we were to connect all of the higher high, that would give us the resistance trend line that Cardano has to cross over in order to have this reversal in price continue. So let's just do that. Connect all of this higher low. That would be our trend line. And if we connect all of the lower low, so essentially Cardano was forming this falling wedge, and yesterday it broke out of the resistance of this falling wedge. The target price for this falling wedge could take Cardano all the way to about 310s, where it would retest this prior high. Another way to look at this chart is when Cardano was at this point, which is around 245, the price retraced. Once it hit about $2, it bounced right back up. Then again, when it retested 245, it got rejected. So the price retraced, but the minute it retests, this prior low bounced right back up. So what we have here is a double bottom, and Cardano now is trending up. The key resistance point for us right now is at 245. If Cardano can cross over that, then as part of the breakout of this double bottom would take Cardano to about 290, and the momentum definitely could push the price up to about this level where it could also retest this prior high. So looking at both of this scenario, all pointing to Cardano already found bottom at around $2 and is in the process of reversing direction. It will eventually run up and retest the all-time high at 310. Go back to the daily chart. The Bollinger Band is forming very nicely. When Cardano was retracing, it was riding the lower band. That wasn't good. But now, as the price starting to trend up, it is moving away from the lower band. The price is right at the middle of this Bollinger Band. That is a very good sign. Also, the Bollinger Band contracted very nicely. It is to the point where it is ready to support the next spike up in price. The 10 days moving average was trending down and now it is reversing direction. The stochastic oscillator is showing momentum is picking up. The volume starting to pick up a little bit, not by much, but hopefully that is just the beginning. Once the price starting to trend up, we will likely see the volume pick up again. So all probability is pointing to this is very much the bottom, and Cardano is in the process of reversing price. The first key resistance is at 245, where it will retest this prior high. Crossover, the next resistance would be at 260 and then 280 and eventually retest the all-time high at 310. That is assuming Bitcoin continues to stabilize and trend higher. Typically, October seems to be a very good month for cryptocurrency, so hopefully that would play out as well. So for me right now, it is a great time to continue to accumulate Cardano, and I will continue to accumulate until the price reach about $2.35. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.